What's up, guys? Welcome to Box to Box Football, and I'm back here to talk to Jack about squeaky bum time. It's time to talk about the title race. And Jack always talks about how he wants, like, the Premier League gets a bit boring come to the end of the season. But Jack, we got a race on our hands, Jack.
Wish has been granted, mate.
After like a few years of Man City blowing teams out, Liverpool blowing teams out, Man City kind of no. 2019 was actually a great title race, but the last 2 years has been Man City and Liverpool just blowing teams out. But it's the same two teams that like we kind of neglected at the start of the season when me and Jack, I chose Chelsea, Jack chose Manchester United, and oh yeah, we were so wrong. How can we go against City?
Yeah, and, James, if you could mention that a little less, I'd really appreciate it.
But again, it's City and Liverpool, and they're separated by only 1 point with 8 games to go. And Jack, the question I'm gonna put out to both of us right now: who do you think is gonna win the title from here? Because not only do they have 8 games left between them, I mean 18 games overall and 9 games each. They also have to play each other in 2 weeks time, and in that game looks to be the game where I wouldn't say it would be the decider, because there's so many games to play afterwards, but whoever wins that more than likely will probably go on to win the league. But Jack, from where it stands right now with 9 games left, who do you have winning the title and why?
I'm gonna kind of talk it out.
Go on.
I have my pre-video answer, but I'm just gonna see if my mind changes when I start talking about it. But yeah, James, look, this is great. Just to touch on what you said about my little complaints over the past year. Yeah, guys, listen. Who's gonna make Europa League? Who's gonna make Conference League? Who's gonna make Champions League places? It shouldn't matter. It really shouldn't matter. It's one of the reasons why, especially over the last couple of years, I've thought like, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a playoff format and we could really get like a kind of a final thing, of who would win it? Because past couple of years, you get to game week 34, 35, 36 and so on, and it's like, well, we know who's going to win, and the season kind of ends with a bit of a damp squib. Guard of honors are cool and all that kind of stuff, but realistically, that's not what we want. We want game week 38. We want Balotelli to Aguero, we all know that moment, right?
I actually watched that like a few days ago, Jack, and that moment still gives me
chills
till today. It's amazing.
Yeah, chills. That's the kind of stuff we want, you guys. And this year is going to be no different. We got relegation, top 4, title. It's all here. I'm going to say though that just looking at the fixtures here, I'll go through Man City's first, right? So Burnley this coming Saturday. Okay, fine. But it's Man City, they should win. Okay, after that, between these Atletico Madrid games, and obviously Liverpool have got games of their own against Benfica, you got the game Manchester City, Liverpool. Now, James, I don't want to get into a breakdown of this game at the weekend, although maybe we'll do a video on that coming up over the next couple of weeks. But to me, these are the kind of games where it's kind of like, if you don't beat us and we don't beat you, we can just go away from this with a point each, and we'll see if we can beat each other by beating these other teams. How do you feel about that? I'm not saying it's like a conspiracy theory, but just in the way that the game goes, everybody wants these two titans to hit each other. But actually, Pep and Klopp both be pretty happy with a draw. And sometimes there is that little bit of a battle of, the immovable force against the unstoppable object, right? That's the way it usually goes. So I'm just wondering if that one maybe gets called off as a draw. Then obviously the FA Cup final, we'll ignore those. Man City have got Wolves, Brighton.
Also, they both play each other and like that could have an effect, in the title race. Because you imagine the team who wins. I remember Arsenal. Okay, we'll go. I'll talk about my bit in a minute. But
but you're right. So Wolves, Brighton, Watford, Leeds, Newcastle, West Ham, Villa. Now, the one thing I'll say about those games, James, I don't see a super difficult one amongst them. A lot of the time, there's a few more home games than there are away games. There's just a little bit less pressure around those games. Now, flip over to Liverpool, right? Okay, Watford at home. Similar to the Burnley game for Man City, you'd expect them to just win that, especially at home. Liverpool game, Man City, we've already touched on that, probably a draw. Aston Villa, okay, fair enough. But, Liverpool probably win that. Liverpool, Manchester United. Manchester United with potentially like nothing to lose at that point, apart from wanting to make sure that Liverpool don't win the title. I think we can all agree at this point that, Manchester United, the bigger rivals, still, sorry, Man City fans, you're not that big just yet, are Liverpool. That is going to be the way. So that's a huge game for Man United. James, the weekend after that, Merseyside derby. Now, Everton are not a good football team right now, but you're getting a desperate football team in a City derby. I'm just saying, Anfield's going to be bouncing. That's a tough game. Newcastle, Liverpool, fine. Liverpool, Tottenham. Tottenham might still be fighting for top four. Who knows, right? That's one of the trickier games, you would say, generally speaking, even if you're an Arsenal fan. Southampton, Liverpool, and then Liverpool, Wolves. All I'm saying is, James, I can pick out like 3 or 4 fixtures there where I look at teams and I go, you know what? Liverpool are better than all these teams, but that team's got something really, really important to play for, and they might be a bit of a wild card. Man City don't really have fixtures like that. So a lot of mid-table teams, they know where they are. All they want to do is probably lose to Man City, but not get embarrassed, right? The Liverpool games, I'm not sure. So I'm going to stick with what I said before. I've got Man City winning the whole thing. I mean, they have the point advantage too. I know over 9 games, that doesn't count for a lot, but I think I'm going to stick with Man City, even though Liverpool have the form on their side as well. James, I don't feel confident about it. I don't feel good about myself right now.
Manchester United fans are gonna hate this analogy that I have here, but Liverpool give me this Manchester United '99 fever, you know.
Right.
And remember when Manchester United were going for all the titles? I think they were behind Arsenal, like in the league. They had tough games in Europe, but there was also a little fixture against Arsenal in a classic semi-final that we all remember, where Manchester United somehow, some way, won 2-1. And interestingly enough, Man City and Liverpool play Man City, then another FA Cup final. That if, let's say, Liverpool does win right now, they're going to look at it and be like, okay, we've done them in the FA Cup. Can we do them in the league? And then also that may lead up to another Champions League game. So we could be looking at another 99 situation here. But the one thing for me that gets me with this Liverpool team is that, Jack, they don't need to play well, and they're still winning games.
Right.
Even during the time where they lost Sadio Mane, they lost Mo Salah, and then they were behind Man City by I think 10 to 14 points at a time, and we all wrote them off completely. Jack, they still found a way to win games, and it wasn't just grinding out games at that time. Jack, they're winning games comfortably, and now, all right, against Inter Milan in both legs, Jack, they didn't play well, but Jack, they easily go through against Arsenal at the Emirates. You know, and in form Arsenal, they go to the Emirates and win 2-0 without even playing well. Week in and week out, this Liverpool team are finding a way to win. And Jack, they've got a complete head of steam right now where it's next game, we're going to win it. Jack, even a game like against Middlesbrough, they did not play well. And like, to be fair, before Jota's goal, they should have been a goal down. But they find a way to win. And this Premier League season right now, they could go anywhere. If they want to take him to Old Trafford, which I know Manchester United are obviously coming to Anfield, but they can go to any team away from home or at home, and they're going to find a way to win. And right now, I don't have the same belief in Man City, where Man City, in my opinion, they could slip up because they have slipped up against teams that you wouldn't expect them to. Hence, hence how they slipped up to Southampton, Crystal Palace. Liverpool don't look like slipping up at this moment of time.
Right.
It just seems like a train that just keeps on going. And I can just see them running through the next 9 games. And again, it feels like it's going to come down to this game away against Man City. Liverpool need to win that game. You know, I feel like that to me is the most important thing, because if, let's just say, Man City get that draw, they want, they're gonna back themselves to, you know, win, I don't know, like 6 games away. And Liverpool don't want to be a thing where they're just having, I remember in 2019 where they're winning games and putting pressure on Man City, but Man City are also winning the games, and then they get to the final game of the season and then they lost out on a point, but they've been great all season. If Liverpool can somehow beat Man City and take that 2-point advantage, to me, they go on to win the league. And I just look at the way Liverpool are right now. No matter who you put in front of them, they're going to find a way to win. And Jack, the craziest thing for me is what has happened with this front three. You know, it could be some days Fabinho, it could be another day Diego Jota, Luis Diaz, Mo Salah, who's always there, Sadio Mane. Jack, it's different rotations, and whatever Jürgen Klopp throws at you, they find a way to win. And right now, I find it hard to bet against this Liverpool team in like the way that they're playing. This could be the first ever quadruple. I hope not, because I just can't stand Liverpool fans chatting. But they're going to be a tough outfit to stop. But I have them winning the league at this moment of time, Jack.
Look, Again, I'm not mad at it, James. You know, we guys, please go check out our Champions League predictions for the quarterfinal. I said this in the Champions League. I don't care who Liverpool got against. Just if the second leg's at Anfield, I'm taking Liverpool over the pack. Seriously, I would do that. I really seriously mean that. The Man City games at the Etihad, I would add that. Now, is it the biggest home advantage in world football? No, absolutely not. It's a bit of a joke, actually. But if it's not at Anfield, that's definitely a benefit for Man City. However, I think you and I can both agree the team from midweek prior in that week going through with the more likely advantage is going to be Liverpool against Benfica, because Atletico Madrid, chances are going to keep it more close. So that means after that weekend game, there's going to be a little bit of Pep Guardiola, I'm sure, being distracted by that second leg for the for the Benfica
Great
game.
point, Jack.
Whereas I think
Great
Jürgen
point.
Klopp, probably with a 2-goal advantage in that first leg, can go in the Man City game thinking, hey, we can even lose 1-0 in the second leg against Benfica, and then we can go through. But James, I'll tell you why. You know these games where you're drawing and there's a late win, or you're losing and there's a late draw, or there's a late equalizer from a team. I don't know where, but somewhere in the Manchester United game, the Everton game, and the Spurs game, and yeah, you know, guys, quote me on this if you want, maybe even the Wolves game, who knows, right? Maybe Wolves are fighting for, you know, a Europa League spot. Hell, I don't know. In one of those games, it's going to be a Harry Kane equalizer. It's going to be a Cristiano Ronaldo equalizer. It's going to be a hell, I don't even know who Everton have these days. Ben Godfrey header. Hell, you know, I don't know. But the point is, these are stressful games against good levels of opposition. And at some point, there's going to be 2 points dropped. Now, Man City are capable of doing that too. But I feel like with Liverpool's fixture list, there's just a couple more of those stressful games coming up.
Now, Jack, I'm going to end this here, but the one thing I'm going to get from this Liverpool thing is that this is the peak of this Liverpool team.
Yes.
This is it. You know, you look at the midfield, look how stacked it is, right? Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, you know, I can go on. That front, I don't know what we can call a front six at this moment
Or 5, yeah, right.
of time. Luis Diaz, like Fabinho, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, you know, every single one there. Diego Jota, all contributing at a high level. Jack, even look back there, they got Joel Matip, they got Virgil van Dijk, who to me is the best centre back in the world. They got Konate in there, and also Joe Gomez, who's come back into form. That's 5 defenders right there, 5. You know, and also you look at what Trent
and Robbo,
you know,
yeah, right.
Robinson. You know, this Liverpool team right now,
It's a goalkeeper back there too.
Goalkeeper too, but this Liverpool team has reached their peak. This to me could possibly be the end of the Jürgen Klopp, Mo Salah sort of thing. The best thing for them is to finish it off with a title, and I do think that it's gonna happen.
All four titles.
Goodness gracious me, Jack. We better chill. But guys, tell me what you think right now. Who's gonna win the title? Man City, Liverpool? Please comment down below. Let us know, guys, who is gonna win the title. And also like, share, and subscribe. And me and Jack will see you next time.